Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Happy Halloween to those who celebrate it, and happy Samhain to my fellow witches if you celebrate it as well. Today I have a book review for you guys, and I thought it was fitting because it's Halloween. So we're going to talk about The Bone Houses by Emily Lloyd Jones. Now this book came in last month's OwlCrate, so you could read it this month and get all the spooky vibes and everything. Basically, the pretense of the Bone Houses is that however many thousands, hundreds, whatever years ago, there was this magical kingdom and this king, and he had a cauldron that, like the cauldron of rebirth, that like brought people back from the dead. So this woman lost her baby and was like, I'm going to venture into the woods, into the abandoned castle, and bring my baby back to life. Except after she brought her child back to life, the cauldron cracked, and some of the water that she had put in the magical cauldron trickled down into the ground and basically soaked up into the soil. So anything that is laid to rest in the soil rises from the dead a la zombie style and becomes a bone house. So that's basically like the whole background. So now we're going to talk about characters. I'm only going to talk about like two characters because they're the ones we get to see most of, and that's Aderin, the main character, and Ellis, the main male love interest character. Aderin is kind of one of those stereotypical like badass girls, but it doesn't feel forced. Like, she feels like she would be an actual person, and I love her because she's a gravedigger, so she has this really morbid sense of humor, and she finds things funny and amusing that other people don't, and I connect with that. And then we have Ellis. Ellis is a cinnamon roll, and I love him, and I want to protect him, and he is my son. I love Ellis's character. He has a prior injury to his shoulder, which we figure out later in the book. And yeah, I love Ellis, and I love Aderin, and yeah. So the plot. The plot is kind of the reason why I gave it a 3-star. The book is like based off of, takes inspiration from Welsh folklore and myths, which I don't really know that much about folklore or myths, and I guess Bandit's gonna join us, of course, because I'm sitting on the bed. So if you see him walking around, it's because I just got home. So yeah, it's based on Welsh myths and folklore, which I thought was interesting because I don't know much about that. Being that I'm a witch, I've done some research into the deities and things of Welsh folklore and religion and stuff, but I didn't really know anything about it. So the plot is basically Ellis he's a map maker, so he wants to create a map of the surrounding area so he can take it back to the prince, because he lives in the castle and he's kind of like the prince's best friend. So Ellis is going to pay Aderin to take him into the forest so he can create maps and hopefully get Aderin's village back on the map so more people will visit, because it's kind of like a dying village in that their mine has shut down and they're not making a lot of money, so people are like just barely scraping by. So Ellis is like, maybe if I create a map, the village will be more prosperous and everything. So he pays Aderin to take him into the forest. Aderin wants to look for her long-lost father, and she wants to figure out how to stop the Bone Houses from coming back to life. She wants to break this curse or whatever the hell is going on, so people can finally rest in peace like they're supposed to, because she's a grave digger and she'd like for things to stay dead when they're supposed to stay dead. So the plot reads a lot like an actual like myth or legend, in that you've got these people and they're going on a quest to like break a curse or find a magical object or whatever. It reminded me a lot of, what is it, Jason and the Argonauts, where they have to like go get the golden fleece. It kind of reminded me a little bit of that. So it was very formulaic, but I mean, I liked it. I gave it a 3-star. For me, a 3-star is not a bad book. It's kind of like a meh, I don't hate it, but I don't love it type book. It's kind of like in the middle, which is why it gets a 3-star. So yeah, now we're going to move on to chemistry. Aderin and Ellis, I love them together. I love their chemistry together. It's not like swoon-worthy type romance. It's not like reading like Clary and Jace, where it's like when they're talking and I'm like, oh my god, if only a guy would say that to me. But Ellis and Aderin has learned to love things is like, if you love something, you will inevitably lose it. So she's very apprehensive in loving Ellis, which I find very, very relatable. But Ellis is kind of like, well, I like you and you like me, so let's just do this. And like, it's very sweet. It's a very sweet romance. It's not very like passion driven, again, like Clary and Jace, where it's like, can y'all just sleep together? And like, y'all got some serious sexual tension going on. That's not how it is with Aderin and Ellis. It's very sweet, and you just want to see them together and you want them to be happy. And yes. So that's my somewhat nonsensical review of the Bone Houses. Has anybody read this book? Because I haven't seen a lot of people like actually talking about it. So if you've read this, I would love to discuss it with you, because I really liked it. I did. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys today, and I will see you guys later. Bye!